this story takes place on the Isle of Skye, for those of you who have been here, and it takes place in the foothills of the Black Coolin Mountains, where a group of girls have gathered to pick blackberries. Now, they're all about 16, 17, and they're jostling each other, laughing, having a great time, but one particular girl is not. She's very serious. Today's the day she's going to pick the most blackberries, and she is knuckled in. Now, she's looking down at the grass, she's looking at all the blackberries, picking as many as she can, getting in all the thorns, and she starts to lose track of time. She looks up and she realizes, oh my God, I have really lost track of time. Not only that, I have lost track of my friends, and I have lost track of where I am. Because she's no longer at the foothills of the Black Coolin Mountains. She is in the Black Coolin Mountains. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Coolin Mountains are old. Older than some parts of the earth itself, and you don't go up them. You can go in the foothills, but up in the Coolin Mountains is where wolves and giants and spirits are. And that is where she is. And she has no idea what to do. There's a fog everywhere, and she's clutching her basket to her chest, and suddenly she hears a sound. From everywhere all around her, but through the fog she can't see what it is, and it's getting closer and faster and bouncing off the rocks, and she sees eyes coming through the fog, eyes all around her, and she has no idea what to do, and the eyes are coming forward, and suddenly she sees it's a herd of deer. And they're all coming up to her with their wet noses, nuzzling up against her as if to say, well, are you coming? And she just can't help but laugh, because what else is she supposed to do? So she follows these deer further up the Black Coolin Mountains, and she kind of wants to say that's not really the way I want to go, but what else is she supposed to do but trust? So she follows these deer all the way to the summit of the Coolin Mountains, where they take her to a glade, a flat patch of glass with herbs and flowers and a cave. And they lead her into the cave, where she sees the strangest sight she has ever seen in her life. An old man and an old woman sitting in chairs. Now, this couple aren't just old, they are really old. They are bent forward with time. It's almost like their skin is so wrinkly their eyebrows are flopping over their eyes. And the deer go straight up to the old woman and they nuzzle into her ear as if they're whispering to her. And the woman suddenly looks up with the brightest, sharpest eyes the girl has ever seen. And the woman says, well, what do you want? And the girl says, I am so sorry, I have gotten lost in the mountains and I'm hoping I can stay the night. And the old woman and the old man look at each other and they laugh. And then the old woman says, no, you may not stay the night, but you can stay for a year and a day. And in that time, you'll work with us, you'll learn our trade, you'll work hard, and after a year and a day, you'll be sent home and you'll be handsomely rewarded. And the girl again laughs, because what else is she supposed to do? This kind of feels like a kidnapping. But she says yes. She's going to trust. And the very next day, the old woman and the girl get up at dawn and they start gathering herbs. And the woman teaches her that they gather these herbs all day, and then at night the deer come up the mountain from wherever they roam and they milk the deer. And with the herbs and the milk they make a cheese called crowdy cheese. Crowdy cheese is a kind of crumbly soft cheese. It's fantastic. Now the old man, back in the cave, all day and all night he's staring into a pool of water. And this pool is deep and dark, and it gives off its own natural light as if there are stars within it. And the old man stares in it all day, just looking and looking. And at night they bring the cheese to the old man and he starts sculpting tiny little sculptures from the cheese. And first thing in the morning, he comes to the edge of the cave and hundreds of birds come flying from everywhere. Eagles and hawks and falcons, ravens, crows and sparrows. And they take the little cheese sculptures and they just fly off into the mist. And for 6 months, the girl just does her work, learns her trade, doesn't ask questions. But eventually, she can't stand it anymore, and after 6 months, she says, "What is this? What are we doing?" And the old woman and the old man look at each other again, and the old woman smiles and says, "We are the makers of dreams." In this pool of water is all of humanity, its spirit, its hopes, its fears, its nightmares, its hates. And we look into it and we see everything that humans feel. And we take our cheese and we carve dreams for them. And we send them off with the birds. With the eagles and the falcons and the hawks, we send dreams of love, hope for the future. And with the ravens and the crows, we send nightmares, dreams of war, because humans need change. They need to be challenged. We make them all, and that is what we're teaching you to do. Wow, says the girl. I don't know what to make of that. But she's oddly touched. And she decides she really wants to learn now. And for the next 6 months, she again really knuckles down. She's a serious girl. And not only is she learning how to harvest the herbs and make the cheese, she learns how to make dreams as well. She learns to interpret the meanings of dreams. She learns to sculpt the little crowny cheese sculptures, and she learns to send them off with the birds. And sure enough, a year and a day has passed. And it's time to go home. And she kind of feels oddly sad after all of that. It's been a great adventure. It's been very strange. She can't wait to tell everyone about it. And that morning, the old man and the old woman lead her to the edge of the glade. And she smiles at them and she says, "Thank you so much." And they say, "Anytime, but please don't get lost again." And the deer come out of the fog, as they did when she first met them. And they nose in up to her with their cold noses, as if to say, "Well, are you coming?" And they lead her back down the mountain. And as the fog starts to lift, she realizes they're leading her down the opposite face to the way to her village, and she kind of wants to say, "My house is that way." But if there's one thing she's learned over the last year and a day, it's to trust. So she does. And she follows the deer all the way down to the beaches of Skye. And she sees a tiny black speck on the horizon. And as she's staring and staring, she realizes it's a boat with a man inside. And he's quite good looking. So she stays on the beaches as the man gets closer, and eventually he lands his boat and gets out, and they're staring into each other's eyes, and it's a little awkward and a little exciting, and suddenly he says, "It's you. Every night for a year and a day, I have been dreaming of you. And I think you're meant to be my wife. If you'll have me, sorry." He's a little bashful. And again, she laughs. What a strange year this has been. And she turns to look at the deer, and they're gone. Disappeared into the fog. "Who are you?" she says. And he blushes and fidgets and says, "I'm a king. And I've had dreams that you are diligent, intelligent, smart, fierce, funny, and I think you would be an amazing queen. I know you don't know me, but would you come back with me, get to know me?" And she turns to look back up at the Coolin Mountains. And she swears she can see an old couple standing on the summit, so far away, smiling and laughing at her. For this is her great reward. "Yes," she says, "absolutely." And she does become the queen of that land, and she's a great queen. She works hard, she is just, she is kind, she cares. She interprets the meanings of the dreams of her people and guides them with wisdom they have never seen before. And she makes a great crowdy cheese.